What do we know about the coronation of the new King of Great Britain, formerly known as Prince Charles? The death of Queen Elizabeth II on September 8, 2022, made the former Prince Charles the de facto monarch of the United Kingdom. King Charles spoke publicly for the first time after being crowned and shared his grief over the loss of his mother, along with his hopes for the future. Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived, a promise with destiny kept, and she is mourned most deeply in her passing. "That promise of lifelong service I renew to you all today," he said. A formal ceremony marking the new king's succession to the throne will take place on September 10, but his coronation won't take place for months, possibly not until 2023. However, we can envision its final form fairly well. The royal family and the British government have a plan ready and waiting for any major royal family event, so many details for the coronation of King Charles are already set in stone. The Queen's death, for example, was known as Operation London Bridge. There hasn't been a coronation in the United Kingdom since Queen Elizabeth II assumed the throne nearly 70 years ago, so this one is bound to be different. This is all we know about the upcoming coronation of the new king. When is the coronation of King Charles III? It will likely be some time before we see King Charles VIII ascend to the throne, as a proper mourning period and thorough preparation for the coronation will be required. Charles' coronation will likely take place around the same time as the Queen's did, a year and 4 months after her accession. A schedule of mourning events has been issued by the palace following the death of the Queen, which includes King Charles' request for a period of royal mourning beginning immediately and ending 7 days after the Queen's funeral. Until the royal mourning period is over, it's likely that the coronation will be put on hold, up until the mourning period has ended, at the very least. It will likely be some time before we see King Charles III ascend to the throne, as a proper mourning period and thorough preparation for the coronation will be required. Charles' coronation will likely take place around the same time as the Queen's did, a year and 4 months after her accession. A schedule of mourning events has been issued by the palace following the death of the Queen, which includes King Charles' request for a period of royal mourning beginning immediately and ending 7 days after the Queen's funeral. Until the royal mourning period is over, it's likely that the coronation will be put on hold, up until the mourning period has ended, at the very least. The Daily Mail claims that the coronation will take place within the next year, making it unlikely that it will take place after the fall of 2023. It is possible that it will take place on June 2, 2023, the 70th anniversary of the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II, as reported by The Telegraph, which suggests that it will take place next spring or summer. What will happen at King Charles's coronation? It stands to reason that a country with as long a history as England would follow a fixed set of rules and rituals for their coronation rituals. The coronation ceremony, as described on the royal website, has remained essentially the same over 1,000 years. So many of the same events as at Queen Elizabeth's coronation can be expected at King Charles's. Coronations have taken place at Westminster Abbey for the past 900 years, so it is likely that Charles will follow in his mother's footsteps and have his own coronation there. King Charles is expected to take the coronation oath during the ceremony, which will be led by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Next, the Archbishop will anoint, bless, and consecrate Charles while he sits in King Edward's chair, which has been used for every British monarch since 1626. In addition, the new monarch will be drenched in jewels as a symbol of his authority. He will be given the sovereign scepter, which is tipped with the largest cut white diamond in the world, and the royal orb to hold, and he will be crowned with St. Edward's crown, which is encrusted with 444 individual gemstones. It should be noted, however, that Charles will depart from customary coronations in favor of a shorter and sweeter ceremony. However, I will get to that in a moment. The Stone of Destiny, or Stone of Scone, as it is more commonly known, will also be on display at King Charles's coronation. Scotland's monarchy has long been represented by a large sandstone slab known as the Stone of Scone, after serving as the base for Queen Elizabeth II's throne at her coronation in 1953. The stone was returned to Edinburgh Castle in Scotland. According to The Telegraph, the historical relic will soon make its way back to Westminster Abbey in London in preparation for Charles's coronation. King Charles III and the palace have devised a plan called Operation Golden Orb to streamline and condense the coronation ceremony. A source told the Daily Mail that Prince Charles's coronation will be smaller than his mother's. According to the information provided by the Daily Mail, it will be shorter, sooner, smaller, less expensive, and more representative of different community groups and faiths. Since King Charles III will usher the United Kingdom into a brand new era, it stands to reason that he would prefer a more contemporary introduction to power. Even though Charles hopes his coronation will reflect modern Britain, it will still be an Anglican service. Will Queen Consort Camilla play a role in the coronation? Queen Elizabeth II made history in February when she announced that she wanted then Prince Charles's wife, Camilla Parker Bowles, to be called Queen Consort after he has ascended to the throne. Parker Bowles, in her new capacity as Duchess, will be crowned alongside King Charles III in a similar but simpler ceremony, since Queen Elizabeth's mother was crowned alongside King George VI in 1937. No other Queen Consort has been honored with a coronation. Prince Philip, the Queen's husband, was not permitted to receive a crown and instead knelt in front of his wife as she was crowned. It has been decided that the Queen Consort will wear the same diamond and platinum crown that the Queen Mother wore at Charles's coronation in 1937. Who might you see at Westminster Abbey? Given that a royal event of this magnitude is sure to attract thousands of visitors from around the world, to answer briefly, virtually everyone. Not only will members of the royal family be present, but also many other royal families, members of parliament, and leading citizens from other Commonwealth countries. In spite of the likely splendor of King Charles's coronation, the list of required guests has been significantly pared down since Queen Elizabeth's. While the Queen's coronation was attended by over 8,000 dignitaries, Prince Charles wants to keep the guest list to a more manageable 2,000. Prince Harry, a prominent member of the royal family, is reportedly considering skipping Charles's coronation. Given that Westminster Abbey is the traditional location for coronations, Harry may choose to skip Charles because of the emotional connection to the site that he feels for his mother's funeral in 1997. What will happen after King Charles's coronation? King Charles and Queen Consort Camilla will be expected to make their post-coronation travels in the gold coach in a befitting display of royal opulence. Considering that the massive gilded coach was first constructed in 1760 and last used by Queen Elizabeth II for her Golden Jubilee in 2002, it is safe to assume that it is in dire need of refurbishment. Tradition dictates that after the coronation, the new King and Queen Consort ride in the gold coach to Buckingham Palace, where they will address the nation from the palace balcony. However, it's possible that the royal family will be drastically reduced in size this time around. A source told the Daily Mail, "I wouldn't be surprised to see just Charles and Camilla, Kate and William and their children on the Buckingham Palace balcony afterwards." That is all we have time for in today's video. Who would you like to see at the coronation? Would you want to be there? What are your thoughts on the new king? Let us know in the comments, and please subscribe with all notifications on for more future updates and news regarding King Charles III.